His latest murder victim succumbs to his injuries on the doorstep of the Police Central Detective Unit. The story's ahead.
Also tonight, the Immigration Department has more boots on the ground as a group of recruits have now joined their ranks.
And in sports, the private school softball playoffs get underway. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley.
And I'm Candino Knowles.
Well, topping the news tonight, officers of the Central Detective Unit met a crime scene right outside their front door this morning when a gunshot victim, barely clinging to life, turned up at their headquarters. The man died a short time later, and the woman who was with him taken into custody.
Clint Watson tells us that the story takes several turns.
Police officers from the Central Detective Unit didn't have to go far to investigate the country's latest murder as their doorstep literally became an active crime scene. Head of CDU, Chief Superintendent Paul Roll, reported that just before 7:30 this morning, gunshots rang out in the Soldier Road area off East Street. However, officers say when they responded, there was no evidence of an incident. Shortly after, a female driving a silver Nissan Tiana pulled up to Central Detective Unit on Thompson Boulevard with a male inside. She was reportedly seeking help.
As they were driving along Soldier Road, two males emerged from some bushes on the side of the street in the area of just opposite a church near to Blue Hill Road, and wearing black masks over their face. This man began discharging shots into her vehicle, striking the male passenger to the upper body.
The assailants reportedly escaped in a white Honda Odyssey. Police also confirmed that the female who drove the vehicle was taken into custody.
We found a firearm in this vehicle.
There was a firearm on the person of the lady?
No, she was on the inside. Once we checked, the firearm was found in her bag.
Further investigation by ZNS News uncovered that the victim, Shaquille Ray, is the oldest son of former national record holder in the high jump, Stephen Ray, who went missing in Christmas of 2009 after a fishing expedition. The younger son, Shaquan Ray, a.k.a. Sharky, was also murdered just weeks ago. Police don't believe this latest shooting was random.
We believe the assailant knew exactly who they were targeting. We are following some significant leads in regards to this matter, and believe that we should be able to advance this investigation.
Now, police are asking anyone with information regarding this incident to call them anonymously, 328-TIPS, or you can call 911 or 919 or your nearest police station. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
Well, the spate of shootings has prompted police to issue a warning to motorists in particular. Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean is advising that everyone take extra precautions, especially when traveling late at night.
Must be conscious of your environment. If you are driving late at night, what we want you to do, please, if you feel that you're being followed, stop to a service station, stop to a busy place. If you happen to have to work late in the night, call ahead home so someone can expect you, someone can have the lights on and these basic things, or even ask someone to come to work with you to follow you home to trail, but always have the police emergency on speed dial. Call us. We prefer you to call us for a non-police issue as opposed to call us for a crime.
3 of the country's most wanted men are in police custody tonight. This after police released its most wanted list yesterday. Assistant Commissioner Stephen Dean telling ZNS News that the 3 men, Prince Swiper Farrington, Sherrod Ratty Curry, and Stanley Taylor, all turned themselves in today. The men are wanted for murder, among other crimes. Still on the run is Jamal Eggy Gibson of Step Street, Fox Hill, 22-year-old Carson Farrington, 23-year-old Whitey Jones, 25-year-old Gison Baptiste, Michael Mackey, a.k.a. Murder, 30-year-old Jermaine Scott, 38-year-old Adrian Etchcombe, also known as Pointer, Dwight, Kitty Morrison, and Kenrico Wright. If you have any information on the whereabouts of any of these men, you are asked to contact the nearest police station. Well, the first squad of immigration officers to graduate in 5 years had a special passing out ceremony this week. This as the Department of Immigration has stepped up its efforts to rid the country of undocumented foreign nationals under a new immigration policy. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, stressed upon the group its importance in the fight against illegals. Cleopatra Murphy has the story.
They are the first squad of immigration officers to graduate since 2009, and on Wednesday, a group of 44 answered the call to help the country gain control of its illegal immigration problem. With the country implementing its new immigration policy to address it, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, told the officers they are the guardians of the country's independence.
Violations of immigration laws, therefore, know no nationality boundaries. The Bahamas is simply a desirable home. We have a dynamic economy. We are a welcoming people. But those who come should come through the front door. You must come legally and you must be documented. Those who do not do that should return home or be returned home.
Deputy Prime Minister Philip Davis shared that the country has almost expended this year's repatriation budget, sending 3,419 illegal immigrants home.
This year alone, to September 12th, we have spent more than $1.2 million on repatriations. Remember that the entire budget for this year is only $1.5 million. So you see how we are challenged. Nevertheless, we must do what we must do.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, as the Bahamas amps up its efforts to address its illegal immigration problems, one of the new measures it will be implementing is the introduction of immigration reservist officers. Immigration officials say the additional manpower will be a great help to the Immigration Department, especially for smaller family island teams. The draft legislation is currently before the Office of the Attorney General. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration, the Honorable Fred Mitchell.
Legislation should be ready on the immigration reserves for the 19th of November. We're hoping the final drafting is done. We did some reviews before I left, and so the regs, the statute law, including the tougher penalties coming, all of those things should be ready for when Parliament resumes on the 19th.
Well, if government is going to effectively deal with this country's vexing illegal migration problem, Democratic National Alliance leader Brandon McCartney says it will take the implementation of policies and improvements to existing legislation. The party held a press conference today on recommendations it plans to submit to government as it carries out the new immigration policy. While he called on government to be as humane as possible, the former state minister for immigration says this crackdown is necessary as illegal migration is burdensome on the public purse. One of the DNA's key recommendations is to seek out and prosecute those who harbor illegals.
I am telling the government that there is a draft piece of legislation there that was presented previously but rejected. It is there in the Immigration Office, in the Attorney General's office. It is just ready to go. And that basically means that those persons who are harboring illegals, Bahamians or legal residents, that it will be made an offense punishable by fine and or imprisonment.